Project 39 mini albums. And this is the project I made with the Country Craft Creations Little Monsters. This is an adorable collection only available at Country Craft Creations. Now this collection came out last year, and watch my whole video so you know the full story, but the short version is I'm on the road, I'm doing a little traveling in my RV, and I can't get packaged. I can, but it would be difficult. I would have to have them sent to the post office and hope that it gets there in the week that I'm in that area of the state. So I had some of these Little Monsters papers left over from a project from last year, and I decided that this is what I wanted to create with. I know it's early for Halloween, but if you're like me, you work ahead of time, and if you get the Halloween projects done early, then you have more time to do fall and Christmas. So this is the collection that I'm working with. Again, go back and watch my whole video so you can see what I had left of the collection and what I had to work with. So I decided to make a little mini album. I know we have a lot of new subscribers to my channel and new subscribers on the Facebook group, the Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. So I wanted to do something that would appeal to those that are new to mini album making, or maybe even a little bit rusty, or maybe you're experienced and you just want to make a couple of quick mini albums. So I'm taking away all of my little things on the desk so I can show you the mini album. Again, it is 5x7, and I used the paper to cover the mini album. If you've never tried to cover albums or even make hinges and pages for that, Country Craft Creations paper is the best. So the front cover has some of these fussy cut elements from the collection. I just popped up and glued on top. I did put some cardstock underneath. Some I used the black cardstock, some I used the papaya, and again popped it up. This was one of the things from the collection, and I put it on a corrugated piece of cardboard. It actually was banner paper. Here's a little piece of it. You can use it for borders on your bulletin boards. But I had some scraps left over, and I thought that would be great. It adds some dimension. And between those two, I did have some fun fur that I had in my stash, and I added to this. So I made a rosette on the cover, and I cut out one of the elements from this page. I really love the jack-o'-lantern. This Happy Halloween actually came from the 8x8 collection I had in my stash. I didn't have the one from the 12x12. And I popped it up and added a couple of small brads to it. Again, just to add some dimension. There is glitter paper under it, just to add a different texture to it. Way underneath the October 31st card, there is a doily that I cut in half. I love the look that the fun fur adds. But if you don't have the fun fur, another... look through the ribbon in Country Craft Creations. There's some different ribbon that would work and add different texture. Here's the side, here's the back, and again it's covered, the chipboard's covered with the paper, and it makes a nice, crisp, clean look to it. Another rosette on the side, and that is the cover of my book. So let me take you inside and show you what we've got. So the front inside cover, I decided to use vellum as a side loading pocket and added some of the fussy cut elements from the collection on top. I was thinking vellum, sort of spooky and see-through, ghost-like, but you could use paper if you didn't like it. Now I added this folder. Now you could have this as the cover to the folder because there's, you have different places to put it, and that sort of makes a nice composition. But I decided I liked this paper with the orange check. It just adds a pop of color to the front. I don't know. You guys decide which one you would want to use. So anyhow, that is good for 4x6 photos. It is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So you could put 4x6 photos there, or you could even cut them down so you have more of the paper showing. So on the front of page 1, I have a cut apart, and this is held down with a magnet, and it just makes a great place either to fussy cut or add a couple of photos. So there is a side loading pocket for this page, and I added some ribbon and things from my stash as a afterthought for it, but it just will fit a 4x6 photo, and I stapled on the ribbons to the side. So that fits in nicely to the inside of page 1. The back of page 1 and the front of page 2 coordinate, so I took one of the cut aparts. I have a long journaling card inside the pocket here, and it's a great spot to say what happened that Halloween or whatever, and then there's room to put your photo on the page. And same for the front of page 2, there's a journaling card. I just used some scraps from my stash, but if you don't have matching paper, make sure you order some from Country Craft Creations. This was just a piece of paper that I had left over, and I thought I'd make a photo mat with it. I just thought it was cute, and of course it matches the paper, and it just sits inside. Now that page has a top loading pocket. I'm sorry, it's got a top loading pocket with a photo mat inside. Okay, here's the top loading pocket. Again, I used that orange check with that great design. I hadn't used that design on the pages, and so I wanted to make sure I used it. So the back of page 2 and front of page 3 coordinate. I used a cut apart for the Yes I Can Drive a Stick. That's a cut apart, and that just fit nicely on the flap, and then I made something similar for the front of page 2. I forget what page I'm on. And I put in some of that papaya cardstock and fussy cut some things. And this also has a side loaded hidden pocket on that page, as well as the next page. Oh, and I also took out the hidden photo mat. So that goes in the page. So the way it is that there's 4 pages, 2 are side loading pockets and 2 are top loading pockets. Again, I used some ribbon in my stash. I had some glitter purple ribbon, which really added a nice pop of color to the outside. Let's put that back in. Okay, so this next page has, again, it coordinates, but it's not so matchy-matchy. There are 2 different cut aparts. This one I used as a magnet to hold the pages. Decorated very simply. That little cat emblem is open so you can put a photo, and there's room for 4 photos on this page. And now this one opens to the top. So I use that on the top. It's a little slimmer than 4x6, but you still could cut down a photo and put it in there. And these guys I cut from one of the cut aparts. And again, more room for photos there. And then I just use the little hidden area for this little journaling card. I also do decorate the mini album in the tutorial. A lot of times I'll just make the mini album and let you decorate it. But again, knowing that there were lots of new people on my channel and in the Facebook group, I thought I'd decorate it with you. Of course, you can do your own thing. Loved this little tuck spot from the paper. I show you how I fussy cut that and the little tricks I know to do that. And then I added the little 3x4 journaling card underneath. Now I used one of these 2 circle closures on the back. I have a flap with a pocket, and I just have a cut apart inside there. You can add photos or any extra memorabilia you have and put in that pocket. There's lots of room in the pocket. I like to use pockets on the back page to put things that didn't fit anywhere else in the mini album. And I show you how I make this. So again, if you're new or rusty, And then there's that fabulous back page, little rosette, and I added one of the elements from the collection on it. And there we are. So that is the project I made using Little Monsters from Country Craft Creations. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you know when I come out with the tutorial. And that is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fabulous day.